Hello and welcome to another stream. My name is Ray and it is Learning Korean with Ray day 198. Thanks for tuning in. Yesterday we finished the vocabulary and today we will go into the grammar, but we will still do a little review of the vocabulary in the beginning. So let's do that. Here we have our memorized and we have 19 words ready to be reviewed. I will do this 19 words review and then I will review the vocabulary of lesson 20 one more time. And then the vocabulary should be completely in my head and we can jump into the grammar. Okay. Surely. I think that was go.
꼭,
Ah, my sound. Always the same. Sound is not in headset. Okay, there we go. To be gained, improved, increased. 늘다.
늘다,
To retire. Step back from the job. Job is chic. I think, was it toy chic? I think toy jikada. Toy. Toy. It's not correct. Oh, I mistyped. Okay. Jig.
퇴직하다, 퇴직하다,
So I knew the correct translation, but I just mistyped. Okay, this is sok.
속,
Sok. A noun to indicate something is more than something else. Oh, what was that? Don't remember.
이상,
Isang, okay.
이상,
To be round. 등길. 둥글. 둥글. 동글. What? Maybe it's... Okay, then it must be this one. What? I'm pretty sure it was this, to be honest. Or this, one of those.
동글다,
Oh my god, I forgot that. Oh man. Oh well.
동글다,
I can live with that mistake. 매우.
매우,
또는.
또는,
또 다른. 또 다르다.
또 다른,
이상.
이상,
포르다.
부르다,
Oh, confusing. Oh, that was a weird one. To be confusing. So we have this H here. He I think it was something with hey. Yeah, but I don't know. I like
헷갈리다.
yeah, 헷갈. Okay, yeah. 헷갈리다.
헷갈리다. 잘.
새.
새.
번역하다.
번역하다.
This one is so hard for me. Is this Zeugen? Then is it Choi Chong? Recently, that's an adverb. I won't say it was something with this, but I don't remember.
최근. 최근.
I put in Chogun. That was my first, but I missed the A. Sometimes they add the A and sometimes they don't. That's really unfortunate.
최근. 최근.
What? I entered it wrong and it accepted it. So then I pressed the delete button because I knew I entered it wrong, and then the delete button put me on the site before. Less toll.
덜.
To be dark. Wait, we had darkness before. Odum. Yeah. Odupta.
어둡다.
Odupta. To escape. Bajonagada.
빠져나가다.
Attitude. 태도.
태도.
태도. 못.
못.
Of course. Mulan. Mulon. Mulon. 물론. 물론.
물론.
님.
님.
시내.
시내.
Whew. Okay, 5 more. Yeah, let's go. To fall into Bajida.
빠지다.
To be lazy. Da. K, right? 게으르다.
게으르다.
Comfortable. I think one was pen. Penada? And the other one? No, I don't remember this. Oh, it's close.
편하다.
Oh, pion, not pen. Pionada. And the other one is Alakada. Okay, that was the one where the N is pronounced like an L. Alakada. Pionada. Alakada. Whew.
편하다.
Okay. you can see we definitely need this review, or I need it. 빠져나오다.
빠져나오다.
안락하다.
안락하다.
Not 안락하다, so 편하다.
편하다.
Okay. Yeah, 9 difficult words already. That's what I like. Repeating all the words that I did wrong more often. Okay, but I will just do this one. We have 37 words in this complete lesson. I will do one review over all of the words, and then I think we are finished. 접수하다. 접수하다.
접수하다.
To swim. 수영하다.
수영하다.
Temperature. 기온.
기온.
surely.
꼭.
or. 또는.
또는.
늘다. 늘리다.
늘리다.
darkness. 어둠.
어둠.
mirror. 거울.
거울.
to interpret. 통역하다.
통역하다.
동글다.
동글다.
님. 못하다.
못하다.
퇴직하다.
퇴직하다. 퇴직하다.
대우하다.
대우하다.
가루. 잘. 이상. 물론. 늘다. 새. 주인. 빠져나오다. 헷 헷갈라다. Got it. What? Why is it not correct? I think was this one. 헷갈라다. 헷갈리다, right?
헷갈리다.
Whew. Professor. 교수. To fall into. 빠지다. Mistake, fault. 잘못. To be dark. 어둡다. Traffic. 교통. 교통.
교통,
교통. 못.
못,
근. 육.
근육,
졌다.
졌다,
빠져나가다.
빠져나가다,
잘하다.
잘하다,
번역하다.
번역하다,
기본.
기본,
사고.
사고,
쉽다.
씹다.
Okay, looks like I got all the words from lesson 20 now. So with that, I think we can go into the grammar. So vocabulary is complete here. We got all the words from lesson 20. And we only have 5 more lessons of vocabulary to learn. But now it's time to go into grammar lesson 20. Okay. There we go. Introduction. Until now, you have not learned how to say I'm good at something, I do something well, I'm bad at something, I do something poorly. In this lesson, you will learn about the words jalhada and mutada. Jarhada and mutada. Mutada is very hard to understand perfectly, so I'll ease you in by introducing jarhada. The main meaning of jarhada is to do something well. To use jarhada, simply place a noun in a sentence with jarhada as a verb. This is easy to do with hada verbs. Simply place a noun in this. Okay, because you take the first part of the hada verb as a noun. Okay, because to make a noun, all you need to do is remove hada from the words. Okay, yeah. I discussed making non-hada verbs into nouns in lesson 26. Ooh, 6 lessons ahead. But the principle is the same for any noun. Principle, is that the correct word? I thought it should. You know, there's a German word called Prinzip, which principle is almost the English spelling of that. That would fit here, but I thought the English word is something like concept, but principle is something else. I thought it's like a false friend for German. Okay. All you need to do is 나는, noun form of the verb, object particle, 잘하다. For example, I'm good at swimming. 나는 수영을 잘해. Oh, here we can again listen to the last letter of 잘 to see if it's 잘해 or 잘해. I think it's 잘해 with a sound similar to the R.
나는 수영을 잘해. 나는 수영을 잘해.
잘해.
나는 수영을 잘해.
잘해. Yeah. Okay, nice. That student studies well. 저 학생은 공부를 잘해. Our baby speaks well. 우리 애기는 말을 잘해요. I play baseball well. 저는 야구를 잘해요. 잘하다 is a verb, but now we need to talk about 잘, which is an adverb. Okay. Well. Just like 잘하다, you can use the word 잘 in a sentence to indicate that one does something well. Until you remove hada from a word, the word without hada becomes a noun. Usually, yeah, that sentence seemed weird with until. So usually when you remove the hada from the word without hada becomes a noun. In this case, removing hada from jar hada does not make jal a noun. Instead, it is an adverb. The only reason this is important is so that you know you can use jal in sentences just like any other adverbs. In this case, to mean to do something well. It is essentially the same as jar hada, but used slightly different. Okay. That owner treats the customers well. 그 주인은 고객님들은 그 주인은 고객님들은 들을 잘 대우해요. 대우. I need to read it again. 그 주인은 고객님들을 잘 대우해요.
그 주인은 고객님들을 잘 대우해요. 그 주인은 고객님들을 잘 대우해요.
Okay. I slept well last night. 나는 어젯밤에 잘 잤어. 나는 어젯밤에 잘 잤어.
나는 어젯밤에 잘 잤어.
When I first learned about Jadhada and Jal, I was trying to understand if these two sentences were the same. 나는 공부를 해요. 잘요. 잘해. Again. 나는 공부를 잘해. 나는 공부를 잘해.
나는 공부를 잘해.
나는 공부를 잘해. 나는 잘 공부해. The answer essentially but not entirely. Okay, let me think about this. Before I read this, I want to think about it myself. So if it's an adverb, again, I mentioned that a few days ago. For me, an adverb describes how an action is executed. Yeah, okay, no, that leads nowhere. Yeah, I don't see a difference. So let's see. The difference is so subtle that you don't need to worry about it. However, when I learned this, I worried about it, so I think maybe you worry about it too. The reason I say don't worry about it is because now when I speak, I can't really distinguish the difference in meaning. The only way I could tell the difference is referring back to my old notes from 5 years ago. Nonetheless, there's a subtle difference. I study well, or this form, means that in general your ability to do something is good. Your ability to do the studying is good. Okay. And with an adverb, that means you can study well because of some situation. Okay. For example, maybe you have a test coming up and you're studying really hard because of that situation. But really, don't get too caught up in the difference between the two, on the difference between the two, especially since sometimes they look and sound almost exactly the same. If you separated Kongbu and Hada in the second example, you would get yeah, okay. Yeah, so here we have Kongbu Hada as a complete verb, but as we learned, we can always separate this and use it as a noun and then use Hada only as a verb. And that is also possible, of course, in this sentence where Jal is used as an adverb. So that is this case here. And here we don't use Jal as an adverb, we use Jarheo, Jarhada as a verb. Yeah, it's basically the same. Okay. Don't worry about it too much. Okay. You already know the word Chalsengida. You already know the word Chalsengida means handsome. That word is actually Jal and Sengida put together. Sengida has a lot of meanings, but putting Jal and Sengida together sort of means to come out well. The opposite is true for Mosengida. Always remember not to translate directly from English to Korean, as there are many things that are not 100% the same in both languages. For example, in English we would never say I don't know well, but in Korean it's very common to say 저는 잘 모르겠어요. Future. Even though it's at present the future form is used. 모르겠다 is used very commonly to indicate that you don't know something, even though it directly translates to I will not know. Yeah, okay, so this verb itself means to not know. Yeah, so this is to not know well. Yeah, that's not used in English, yeah. Okay. So now we come to do something poorly. Alright, this is where it gets hard. Jarhada was easy. Let's do this step by step. First of all, Mottada has the opposite meaning of Jarhada, so it can be used to indicate that one is generally poor at something. For example, I'm bad at swimming. 나는 수영을 못해. Is it 못해? Let's confirm this again.
나는 수영을 못해.
Yeah, 100%. That student does not study well. 저 학생은 공부를 못해. The difference between motada and mot is the same as the difference between jarhada and jal. When you say a sentence like 나는 수영을 못해, it means in general your ability to swim is bad. Because of this, you need to be careful about the type of verb you're using in this situation. For example, you couldn't really use the verb to eat in this situation, because that would mean in generally my ability to eat is bad. Instead, what you would probably want to say is I can eat, but because of some situation I can't really eat right now. That is when you need to use mot as an adverb instead of motada. Okay. Using motada and understanding the meaning it creates is quite simple, especially if you can understand how jarhada is used. If you use the verb mot, the meaning depends on the situation. Okay. Here are two simple examples we can look at. 저는 어제 못 잤어요. I didn't sleep well yesterday. 잤어요. I didn't sleep well yesterday. Or I slept poorly yesterday, I guess. So the difference here again is the same. So if it's together as a verb, that means the ability is bad, and the adverb form is when it's because of the current situation. So here, I didn't sleep well last night. That has a reason. That's not the general ability to sleep, but it has a specific reason that yesterday there was a situation, and that's the reason the person or I couldn't sleep well. So in this case, an adverb is used. Okay, I understand that. 저는 어제 시험을 못 봤어요.
저는 어제 시험을 못 봤어요.
Did I hear music in the background?
저는 어제 시험을 못 봤어요.
There was definitely music in the background. Okay, so yesterday 시험하다. What is 시험하다 again? 시험 exam? Exam, right? What is this? 보다. Isn't that to see? I saw the exam poorly? That makes no sense. This is where it gets unnecessarily confusing. Both of those sentences could have two meanings. For example, okay, that is yesterday I slept poorly. Could mean either of the following. I didn't sleep well last night because of some situation. Yeah, that's what I understood. Or I didn't sleep last night because something prevented me from sleeping. Yeah, but isn't that exactly the same? I mean, something preventing me from sleeping is the situation, right? I don't see any difference between these. Some situation is something preventing me. In my opinion, it's exactly the same. Okay, second example. I did poorly. I did poorly. Why is it not 보았어요? Isn't 보다 to see? Am I super confused here? 보다 to see. So to take an exam, you use the word 보다 to take an exam. Yeah, exactly. Wow. You use poda to say you take an exam. Okay, interesting. Again, I learned something new. I mean, I already said C makes no sense in this context with exam, so it was pretty obvious. It means take probably, but yeah, I didn't know that before. I did poorly on the exam yesterday because of some situation, or I didn't write. Yeah, okay, now I maybe... okay, so I didn't sleep. This is not sleeping at all, and this is not sleeping well. Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. I overread. I thought there's a well in the second as well. I thought that I didn't sleep well last night because something prevented me from sleeping well. Okay, but now I get it. So one is basically sleeping poorly, and the other one is not sleeping at all. And the same is true here. Okay. My translations of one didn't because something prevented her from is often simply translated to one couldn't, one can't. These English terms are very complex and might be related to one not doing something because something prevented them, or related to one's ability. Yeah, if it's ability, I think it's better to use one is not able to instead of one can't. But yeah. Another way to say one couldn't or one can't in Korean is by using the suopda, which I discussed in lesson 45. Okay, that's very far in the future. Okay, so this whole thing so far, this whole thing is basically using mod can mean poorly or not at all. That's it. Confusing, let me say this again. When you put mod in a sentence, it can indicate that one does something poorly or not well, or that one does not do something because something prevented him from doing. Yeah, okay, perfect. When it has the second meaning, I didn't do, it is the result of some situation preventing you. Okay, so I guess that means you cannot use that if you didn't do something because you changed your mind, or you decided that yourself. It's always an external factor preventing you to do it. Okay, I want to take a minute to distinguish this from other negative sentences, specifically using an or gianta, which you learned in lesson 8. When you use an or gianta, there's no deeper meaning that something prevented you from doing the action. For example, if I said 저는 어제 시험을 안 봤어요, or the other one. Okay, now, yeah, okay, this is two different negative meanings. I'm just, in these cases, I'm just saying that I didn't write the exam yesterday, as if yesterday specifically was not the day that I was supposed to write the exam anyway, or something like that. Why would I write the exam when it's not the exam day? Of course I wouldn't. Nothing is preventing me from doing the exam. It's just not the day to write the exam. It's also possible that I just didn't do the exam because I didn't want to. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so own decision. That's what I just mentioned earlier. Either way, nothing is preventing me from doing it. I just didn't do it. Yeah, okay, I see the difference. But for example, if you have an accident on the way to the exam, then that prevented you from taking it. You had it was exam day, and you also had the plan to do the exam, but an external factor prevented you. For example, an accident on the way to the exam, and then I guess you would use the mod. However, if I say 저는 어제 시험을 못 봤어요. It probably was the day to write the exam, but something prevented me from writing it. The thing that prevented me from writing it could be anything. It could have been that I had to go to a party with my wife, or it could have. I hate this. Oh, this is one of the worst, the most triggering mistakes that English speaking people do. Or it could have been that I had explosive diarrhea. Either way, both of these things, especially the latter, would prevent me from writing the exam. In order to explain this further, I can explain a very common mistake that English speakers make when speaking Korean. You don't know how to ask questions yet. You will learn that in the next lesson. Wow, finally! Finally I learned the questions. The question words. How, where, who, what. I have not officially learned them. But imagine if someone asks you, did you hear what I say? English speakers learning Korean often respond that 아니, no, not here, not heard, so I didn't hear. However, if you say that, it's kind of like you're specifically purposely trying to not hear what the person said. Instead, you obviously can hear, but something prevented you from hearing the person. Okay, so you would not use an here, you would use 못. So it's probably 아니 못 들었어. 못 들었어. 아니 못 들었어. 아니 못 들었어. Perfect. Maybe it was a loud TV, maybe it was motorcycle driving by, maybe it was your explosive diarrhea. Either way, something prevented you from hearing that person. So you should say that. But how can you distinguish between the difference between somebody doing it poorly and I didn't do something? There are 3 ways I can teach you. Okay, 3 ways to distinguish that. Hello, Islandeser, Islandeser. I have no idea how to say that name. Islandeser. Fair enough. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Okay, Jalmut. Okay, Jalmut, there's a space in between that's a bit weird. Without the space, it means mistake or fault. Okay. If you really want to stress that you do something poorly, you can include Jal or Mot. Jal before Mot. Ah, okay, Jal before Mot. That's very interesting. This specifically indicates that you don't do something well. And removes the ambiguity of I didn't. Yeah, okay, I see. For example, 저는 어제 시험을 잘못 봤어요.
저는 어제 시험을 잘 못 봤어요.
못 봤어요. Sounds like 봤어요, but it should be 봤어요. 봤어요.
저는 어제 시험을 잘 못 봤어요.
I'd only hear 봤어요, but anyways, the word being used. Sometimes the word being used makes it clear which meaning you're trying to express. 저는 어제 학교에 못 갔어요. So I didn't go to school, or I went to school poorly. Obviously, in this case, it's not I went to school poorly, it's I didn't go to school because something prevented me from doing that. Yeah, okay. A perfect real-world example of this is something that my coworker once said to me. The school I work was in process of buying my plane ticket back home. And it happened to be really expensive. Yeah, really expensive. My coworker always wanted to go to Canada, but when she heard how much my plane ticket was, she said to herself, 캐나다에 못 가겠다. I will not go to Canada. Or I will go to Canada poorly, which is probably not the thing she meant. So it is I will not go to Canada. Because the expensive plane ticket is preventing me from doing so. The meaning of the sentence is she will not go. It's not she will go to Canada poorly, but rather she won't go to Canada because of some situation, the ticket being too expensive. Okay, yeah, I understand. Situation. So this is the third reason, or the third way to distinguish the two meanings. Shouldn't it be more cheap because of COVID? Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure when this lesson was written, nobody ever thought of COVID before. Because that was probably like a few years ago. But yeah, maybe now it's different. Sometimes you just need to think about the context of a sentence to understand the meaning completely. For example, if you already knew for sure that a friend wrote the exam and later they said 시험을 못 봤어요, the sentence could only have one meaning because you already knew that she wrote the exam. So the only meaning is she or he wrote it poorly. So she didn't do well on the exam. Okay, yeah, I think I got this. So sometimes you just know because of the context. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Or if you don't, so if you don't know from the context, then you can put the jal before. Yeah, okay. But okay, we look at more examples. If somebody said 저는 밥을 못 먹어요. Okay, that would mean I ate poorly or I didn't eat because something prevented me from doing so. Yeah, it's probably that. Probably I didn't eat. This could technically mean two things. It could mean that the person can't eat well, that the person won't eat because of some situation. Most likely because he is full or doesn't like that particular food, etc. Yeah, I want to So he's talking about ability here, and he's using can't eat here. I want to go back to this part up here. Yeah, so here we learned, if we are talking about the ability, or maybe I go to this one. If we talk about the ability, where is it? Okay, here, I think here it is. Yeah, so here he's saying jarhada, if it's a verb, that is describing the ability. But if it's an adverb, then it's because of some situation and not the general ability. And if we now go back to this example, where is it? Here. Here it's an adverb. So this is not really talking about the ability anyways. So it's talking about the situation. Yeah, this is weird. Okay. Okay, let's see. Next sentence. 저는 답을 잘못 썼어요. Okay, this means, what is tab? I don't know tab. Tabel. I don't think I learned this. Tabel. Let me see. Answer. Okay. I have not learned it so far. What else can it be? Solution. Answer, answer, reply. Yeah, okay. So I answer. What is sosoyo? It's probably, I don't know. But yeah, let's just continue to read. This sentence could only mean one thing because of the use of jal. Yeah, we learned you can put the jal in front of mode to remove the ambiguity. So then in that case, it definitely means the action was being done and it was done poorly. We know that the speaker is expressing that he didn't do something well. Yeah. Therefore, the sentence above translates to I didn't answer well. Okay, so this is the answer as a noun, and this is basically giving an answer. Let me also check that. Soda. Write down. Oh. Ah, it comes from to write. Soda. Yeah, this is to write. And if we conjugate that, we remove this one, the and then we put also after that, so it becomes so. Okay, I see. So this is basically I wrote the answer poorly in the exam. So probably talking about the exam, and that one question I answered very poorly. Okay, there's still another way that mot or motada can be used to have yet another similar meaning to what has been described so far. Okay, now we learn about G motada. Yeah, but I think it was already a lot of content for today, so we'll go into this one tomorrow. We did learn a lot already here. This whole highlighted thing was learned today. Yeah, that was a lot. And now we have not much left, to be honest. So yeah, that means tomorrow we can definitely already go into the practice video and into the exercise from the workbook after reading this last little part of the lesson. Okay, so to summarize, jalhada to do something well, motada to do something poorly, can also be used as an adverb in front of a verb, and motada is a bit more special because it can mean that something is being done poorly or something is being not being done at all because of something preventing. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of text, but overall I feel like it was not too hard. I mean, he said sometimes that, yeah, it's very confusing and so on, but I think I understood it well enough. I can say that in Korean. 저는 yeah, well, I don't know what like topic means or so. I will just say that thing. 저는 것을 잘 이해해요. Let me write that down to see if it's correct. 저는 것을 잘 이해해요. I understood it well, I should say. 이해. Wow, I can't write today again. I understood it well. Okay. Yeah, that's it for today. So thanks a lot for watching. So again, tomorrow we will finish this and then go into the exercise first and then go into the practice video. The exercises in the last few lessons were really easy, so I expect to just cruise through that very quickly. So I have a good feeling that we can even finish the exercises tomorrow and start with the practice video. So that was another very fast lesson so far, if it goes like I just said. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching and see you tomorrow 6 p.m. Bye bye. 안녕.